Moto2 returns after the summer break and we are here at Silverstone. Welcome to round 10 and the British Motorcycle Grand Prix of 2024. Hello everybody, welcome to the last race of the day here at Silverstone, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. So, here we are then, a cracking Moto3 and a cracking MotoGP. What is Moto2 going to deliver? Possibility of a British winner. Jake Dixon starts 10th on the grid, but always goes well here. Let's check in the latest with Susie Perry.
On there, but make a good point actually about the rubber that's down on the track, don't they?
Yeah, because it's unusual. Obviously, it's very rare that the Moto2 race goes after the MotoGP race. So the track will feel different. You have to be careful, though. It can catch you out. It can offer a little bit more grip on corner exit, and that can then fire into the next corner a couple of miles an hour faster than you used to. So this first lap could be a little bit sketchy. But I think Jake will be right. He's got his Pit Viper sunglasses on. He's going to keep them on during the race, he told me. So
I hope not.
So I hope not as well. They're huge, aren't they?
It might go the wrong way around. Quick word about Diogo Moreira, who qualified brilliantly on the front row. It's the first time we've kind of seen him up there that I can think of anyway this season.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, real quick, great qualifying pace. And Moreira, you know, he's somebody that attacks. You know, he's going to be in the mix as well. Nice to see some new characters, you know, at the top of Moto2. The guys coming up from Moto3.
Yeah, and it is interesting that we have seen some flip-flops in qualifying because the conditions have been very different throughout the last 3 days, haven't they? They've kind of experienced a little bit of everything. But that is the scene as you look down the straight here at Silverstone. The brollies are up to keep the riders cool. As we're looking at shots of Alonso Lopez. He's going from the 4th row of the grid today with Firmin Aldeguer next to him, who hasn't qualified too well either, but expect to see him in the mix. But a little bit cloudy. Fingers crossed that it's not going to rain here during the next hour.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to the front row, shall we? Aaron Canet going from 2nd. Now, we know that he can actually win a race because he has done this year.
Yeah, the pressure's off his shoulders, obviously. Was it 15 second place finishes he had or something like that before he got his first win? Actually, since that win, Aaron's not been that good. He's not done too many good performances, but this weekend, he's been the most consistent, I'd say, at the front. So I'd say going into the race, he's the favourite.
Who else do you feel is going to be in the mix here? We haven't mentioned Chele Vietti, who's heading the 2nd row.
Yeah, Vietti is normally strong during the races as well, good on tyre wear. For me, I hold my eyes on Jake Dixon. You know, we know it's going to be high tyre wear. We know that Jake Dixon is very good at late race pace, and you know, seeing his attitude and his demeanour on the grid, he looks like he's fired up for going for that win.
And how will he have to play it, do you think, in terms of strategy?
He's good at saving tyres, as Jake. We've seen that this year, so thankfully he's qualified good. You need to get a good start, make sure you're in that front group, and then you preserve your tyres. Sit in that group in about 3rd or 4th place. And I think that's what Jake will do. And then get half the race distance to go by, and then you know what the bike feels like. You're looking at your pit board, you know, let's say how many people are in the front group, and then it's down to you to work when to go. But I'm with Sylvain as well on that. I know I just said Canet's my favourite. I forgot about Jake. Jake is definitely the favourite for this race.
You've also got some strong...
hard
charges, thank you. I was trying to be polite about it. In Alonso Lopez and Firmin Aldeguer on the 4th row, and Tony Arbolino, actually. I know he hasn't been standing in the spotlight this year so far, but that row, they're going to come forward, aren't they?
They're going to attack. They're going to have to attack. They're not going to save their tyres. That's why it's always interesting. If you're at the front and you're trying to save your tyres, if you're mid-pack, you've got to attack and go forward. We could be on for a good race, Susie.
We could. It sounds like we could have a split strategy affair in Moto2, our final race of the day, as we flick along the front row of the grid, and it's Ayagora in pole position. Let's go to commentators Michael Laverty and Gavin Emmett.
Here we go then, one more race of the day, and it's the Moto2 to wrap us up here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. 17 laps ahead of us in mixed conditions. It should be a cracker. Here we go. The 75th anniversary weekend for MotoGP wraps up then with the final race of the day, the British Grand Prix for Moto2. And here's how it lines up on the grid. Sergio Garcia lines up on pole position. Alongside him is his teammate of Ai Ogura as well. And I'm in the wrong championship order. It's Ogura on pole position. My graphics are wrong, so I'll say that again, shall I? It's Ogura on pole position with Aaron Canet second and Diego Monrella lining up third. Justino Vietti's fourth with Jake Dixon lining up fifth with Albert Arenas in sixth position as well. Watch out for Dixon on home soil. Could he become a British Grand Prix winner? Manuel Gonzalez is seventh with Bo Ben Schneider and Joe Roberts alongside. Then it's Alonso Lopez 10th, Fernando Aguirre is 11th, Tony Alberino in 12th, 13th for Sonkat Chantra, Marcos Ramirez is 14th, Zonta van der Goorberg's in 15th, Sergio Garcia 16th, Jeremy Alcoba 17th, Darren Binder goes 18th on the field as well. 19th on the grid goes for Barry Boltus, Senna Igas is in 20th, Mario Argi's 21st, Philip Salak in 22nd. It's 23rd on the grid as well, coming in for Juan Masia. Aizan Guevara is 24th, Dennis Foggia is 25th, 26th for Marcel Schrotter, Alex Escray is 27th, then it's Will Suzuki 28th, 29th for Joao Navarro, and Javier Cardenas is in 30th. Won the formation lap then for Moto2 and the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone, and 30 riders will exit around this circuit. It's going to be quite an interesting one though to have it with 18 laps. Let's check in with our commentary team as well to see what they make of all this as well.
Talked about the MotoGP rubber that's been laid down. How do you see that affecting things?
Yeah, obviously both Jake and Joe felt the grip was up, a lot more traction with the rubber that has been laid down for 20 laps of MotoGP action. It feels like it's a little bit hotter than it was earlier in the day. It's the first time I've walked up back to the commentary box and not felt spots of rain in the air. So I think the Moto2 riders are getting the optimum conditions. I think it still will be a tyre wear battle as this race progresses. Looking at the tyre sheet, everyone on the softer options front and rear.
Yes, that is true. As Megan walks in to the commentary box as well, they have changed over. Simon Patterson just sent me over the tyre strategies out here as well. Many people on the soft front and soft rear as well. The SC1 front, SCO rear tyre. And everyone seems to be having that soft front and soft rear tyre. No one seems to have changed it for a medium strategy. So it's SC1 soft front, SCO0 soft at the back. So a slightly harder rear tyre. So Megan Birch, welcome to Moto2 for the first time in a long, long time.
Yeah.
You covered this series before, but ages and ages ago.
Long time.
So what do you reckon is going to happen? No flag to flag, remember, so if it rains, we have the red flag procedure again. But the rain's in the air, and it's sort of hovering. But after a great...
I hope it holds up.
Yeah, after a great British Grand Prix, what do you expect? Is that yours?
Hopefully good enough now.
Smiling. Well, after a great British Grand Prix, what are you expecting here?
Just the same.
Well, Sergio Garcia leads on 147 points. He's 7 points clear to his teammate Ai Ogura in the standings as well. Just checking that our graphics are all correct here as well on the timing screen side. 30 riders, so our timing screen is tiny to see the starts on. So it's Ai Ogura, Aaron Canet, Diego Monrella, Justino Vietti, Jake Dixon, Albert Arenas, Manuel Gonzalez, Bo Ben Schneider, Joe Roberts, Alonso Lopez, Fernando Aguirre, Tony Alberino, Sonkat Chantra, Marcos Ramirez, Zonta van der Goorberg, Sergio Garcia, Jeremy Alcoba, Darren Binder, Barry Boltus, Senna Igas, Mario Argi, Philip Salak, Juan Masia, Aizan Guevara, Dennis Foggia, Marcel Schrotter, Alex Escray, Emil Suzuki, Joao Navarro and Javier Cardenas. That's how they line up on the grid. 30 riders all lined up then. The Moto2 British Grand Prix is under starters orders. Red lights on. Blast off at Silverstone. Great start from Ai Ogura. Great start as well from Justino Vietti, but coming around the outside. Great start from Diego Monrella. And Jake Dixon's getting involved there as well. The British riders in charge as well. 3 riders further back. Dixon's up into 4th position. Aaron Canet's up into 3rd. Dixon trying to go around the outside. Can't do it. He's got his teammate there as well to come through. And they've all got through safely on the opening lap. Ai Ogura leads. Vietti 2nd. Canet's in 3rd. And Jake Dixon in the 96 is in 4th position on home soil. Joe Roberts up into 6th position on the American bike as they ride down the Wellington Straight in towards Brooklands for the first time. Try and look on the inside. There's Joe Roberts on the outside line. And can he get through on Diego Monrella? Monrella's going to hold him round the outside. And yes, through on the inside goes Joe Roberts as well. Great start there. For someone who doesn't know much about it, what are you finding out about it, Megan?
The fact for some reason one of the colours has just completely changed.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Oh, and Aaron Canet is trying to take second position. Hey, away from Vietti into Cobb's corner, and I think he's taking him.
I mean, it's a bad day to be a teal-coloured bike.
Always is, always is. Look at Jake Dixon as well, in 4th position, trying to close up on the inside of Vietti. Don't get through. And yes, Megan, before you work out, Joe Roberts is riding the OnlyFans American bike. Just as a little heads up. Oh, and off the track goes Tony Arborino, and Arborino got forced off there.
They've already put that into motion.
Yeah, Arborino got forced off by Albert Arenas, and Aaron Canet's going for the lead of the race on the inside line at Stowe. Aaron Canet leads, Ayagura down to second. Ayagura, of course, big tip to replace that of Stefan Bradl in the Honda LCR squad in MotoGP next year, alongside Takiki Nakagami. The field's changing. Marcel Schott has dropped back. So's Alan Sesgrave.
Look at the back of the field.
Yeah, the rear of the field just chopping and changing more tires than anything else. That's why they're all going everywhere. Coming out of the last corner at Club.
Oh my.
On to lap 2 then, 2:07 lap time, and look at Roberts, he got chopped out there by Vietti, and that's going to allow Diego Monrella to come back through as Roberts dives through. Going wide was Vietti, and that allowed straight through as well for Diego Monrella.
Oh, this feels like the Moto3.
Well, usually this is a boring race, but all of a sudden...
I'm in the box. Whenever
Yeah.
I'm in the box anywhere, nothing ever stays.
Well, it looks like you're going to be staying for all of Moto2 and Moto3, because this is the most exciting it's been in a while. Now, it starts exciting and then goes quite boring, but not for long, because
Things usually do.
British fans rejoice. Jake Dixon was briefly in 2nd place, but he's 3rd. Jake Dixon on home soil is in
Podium.
3rd place. Come on, Jake. 2 wins under the belt. Can he get a win? I would love if Jake Dixon can win the British Grand Prix, Silverstone would erupt, and it's on ITV, of course, as he's going for 2nd place on the inside line at Cobb's corner. Roberts on the inside, and Gillick gives him loads of room, and yes, Dixon's in 2nd. Woohoo! Brilliant! From a British point of view, with no British riders in the Premier class, it's brilliant to see Jake Dixon doing well here, and now he's going to set off after Aaron Canet. Oh, come on, Jake. What have you got? 6/10 the gap at the moment. Agura's going to swap him back, though. And Masia, and 2 down, must be someone's down. Yeah, Masia's crashed down.
Masia.
Oh, it's a big one!
Ooh.
Big one for Juan Masia.
That ain't good. Driver, I mean, I think it said rider okay. Yeah, he's fine.
He's a bit dazed.
Oh, he
but he's
didn't even
okay.
make it onto the gravel.
No, he's gone off big time at Vale, and he's had a high side, I think I saw at the top of the screen.
It's probably good he did have a high side, actually, given how the bike landed.
Yeah, it's on the circuit ever so slightly. No sign of the red flag at the moment, but they'll be very quick to do so. It's a long lap here at Silverstone. 2nd longest on the calendar for MotoGP. Canet's done 203.984. Local yellow flags out at the moment. No sign of the reds. So we'll keep you up to date with that as the race goes on. Jake Dixon describes MotoGP riders in one word: idiots. Oh, that's nice. He said that on the grid to Susie. He's a bit of a brave boy himself as he goes through, and that's Joe Roberts passing Ayagura for 3rd place. Dixon backed them up, and Roberts was able to jump 2nd, so Agura's now down to 4th position. And Agura's having the attack back on the inside of Booker. Hang on a minute, was that Robert? No, Roberts is way ahead. So who's around the outside? Diego Monrella coming back through. And there's Alberino.
It's approximately 31 minutes left of the race.
It's not that long here at Silverstone, but it's a blast.
According to the things it is.
They have to remain cautious here. Dixon has a reputation of crashing. He just needs to sort of hold it together and know that there's no risk this early in the race. You've got to save your Pirelli tyres as well.
Yeah, rider's definitely okay.
Yeah, rider okay now, says race control. That is a relief for Juan Masia, and the yellow flag's coming as well, so no need to halt the Moto2 British Grand Prix. Usually we do get red flags here, don't we? But we've been lucky this weekend.
I think because it didn't go onto the gravel, he's been able to move it out of the way.
It's all right. Feminard de Geer has dropped down a couple of places. I hope he hasn't gone down anywhere, or at least he's had a moment somewhere at Vale.
I think it's just a moment.
Yeah, I can't see anyone go down. Yeah, it's just been a moment somewhere and been swamped as we come down the hangar straight once again. Red Bull Ring next as well. Fun to do Moto2, Moto3 there as well.
Oh, I think it's transponder issues.
Ah, yeah. They appear quite a lot, actually, in this Moto2 field as well. Once we said about, they've gone down. Chantra passes Vietti. Vietti's dropped down to 9th place. He started up there on the front row. Vietti was even leading the race at one point. So Giustino Vietti has really not had the best getaway to this one as they attack once more. We're riding with Joe Roberts, the American, on the Americans racing team, sponsored by, the OF, that you can't say. Literally, TNT Sports call it the OF American team. Yeah,
probably.
The OF. Well, you can't really say it, can you? You can't advertise. It's all right. I'm worried about there's a sponsorship coming in for another entertainment site, let's say, that it could be on the side of one of the MotoGP bikes next year as well. Tony Albarino's dropped back to 11th.
The free-to-air channels just won't be able to show anyone. There's a lot going down.
Albarino's crashed out. Yeah, look, he's gone straight on. He's gone straight on. Coming down, he's got a problem. Yeah, Albarino's got a problem. Now he goes down.
That was the most slow-motion crash I've ever seen.
He could not stop it. He had no brakes. Albarino had no brakes coming there. Watch this. He comes. I saw him. He just look. He goes. It turns into Brooklands. No brakes. Goes straight on and into the gravel, and that takes him down.
He really didn't have any brakes.
No.
Do you think they must have snapped?
Yeah, something. There was a brake cable. Yeah, something like that. Something's gone off.
Because I did think I saw
something fly
off it. Something was like dangling from one of the wheels.
Yeah, something's come off there. He's still down there. Yellow flag's out at Brooklands in Sector 2. No sign of a... well, they won't red flag for that, so no sign that he's rejoined the race is what I'm aiming to say. But
well, with broken brakes, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he would not be able to. So that's crucial, actually, for the championship. Tony Albarino, who for so long was a championship contender, has now gone out again. He's dropped down to 13th in the standings, just 50 points. It's now Aguirre on 156 to Garcia 8 back on 148. Joe Roberts jumping up into 3rd place as well. And
rejoined the race.
Rejoined the race, okay.
With no possible brakes, that's brave.
Yeah, so he's rejoined this race as they come back through.
Maybe
he's last.
Maybe he thinks he can get it to the pit lane.
Yeah, and then retire from there. That would be the sensible thing as well. I doubt that they'll be then saying, oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, Toby Albarino has rejoined the race control now, saying to us, as we look back with a prominent figure there for Joe Roberts coming through.
Maybe it was suspension.
Yeah, something snapped coming under it.
Because I definitely saw something like from the wheel.
We'll see if he continues on. Maybe something got caught in the brake duct and came off. We'll keep an eye on it. Now in the battle for 3rd.
If it was a visor strip, I swear.
If Jake Dixon gets taken out, I'll be so annoyed. But Dixon's in 2nd at the moment. Aguirre's down to 4th as Joe Roberts goes to the inside line, coming through the loop and gets the move. And coming out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight, Diego Monrella has got a run on him as... Oh, actually, Aguirre fights back to the inside line of Brooklands and gets back ahead of Joe Roberts. So didn't see that one coming. That's really going to be fighting hard. What a fantastic... Aguirre, of course, championship leader, really is fighting hard in this one. And wants to win the title because then he gets a promotion up to the factory, well, the LCR Honda team for next year, but gets the big bike as well as that of Nakagami. Aguirre, of course, was 2 laps away from World Championship status in 2022 until he crashed and handed the title away. Yeah. Oh, that's getting too tight. Roberts versus Aguirre coming through. Maggott and Beckett. Aguirre holding it out, and Monrella's coming back through too. These three, they know no bounds, and everyone now starting to save their tyres as on that 5 of 17, so 13 laps to go, and it's all coming through quite clearly. Hello, Amy. Amy's here in the chat. Hello, Amy. Nice to see you.
What number is that?
Hang on a minute. 16 for Roberts, battling the 79 of Aguirre, and Joe Roberts on, Diego Monrella on the 10 coming through.
Oh, someone's dropping. It's 35.
Somkat Chantra. Somkat, he's last in that little train there. He's behind Diego Monrella. Has Chantra gone down, coming into Vale? Well, I can't. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's gone down, coming into Vale.
Rider okay.
Yeah, Somkat Chantra has lost the front end, coming under braking into Vale. So he's out of it as Aguirre goes round the outside now of Diego Monrella coming in towards turn 1.
Oh, another one. 20.
Cardelas.
Crashed out. Rider okay.
Javier Cardelas. Well, that's Somkat Chantra out of the races. At the inside, Jake Dixon takes the lead. Jake Dixon. Woohoo. But he loses out. Aaron Canet goes back round the outside. Jake Dixon is going for the lead of the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. Come on, Jake. A 10th. He's side by side down the hang on. Diego
one.
Monrella's crashed out. Well, now he's dropped the front, coming in down into Brooklands. Diego Monrella crashes out. He loses the front end. That's the second retirement there. Diego Monrella out of the British Grand Prix. But all eyes to Jake Dixon, who can He's kept the engine going. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake. If you want to win another race, he won Assen last year. Can he win this one? Come on, Jake. It's too early to push unless he can get a gap out front.
So you're telling me in a sport which doesn't have that many things, I enter one race, and so far we've had, within 6 laps, 4 crashes.
More action in these 6 laps, by the way, than the last couple of weekends. Let's take a look at this is what Silverstone does. Let's
You're never going to let me leave, are you?
No. Monrella drops the... Well, maybe not for Moto 2, at least. So, can Jake Dixon... Don't forget, this is a World Championship event. Thank you. This is... they're the 2 Grassinis, by the way. That's also... Yeah, Grassini have teams in Moto 2 to hedge you up. And that's Gonzalez getting ahead of Arenas, but Arenas coming straight back through around the outside to regain positions. So, Albert Arenas in the 75, Manuel Gonzalez in the 18.
Oh, there's another one down.
Philip Salak dropping down the order.
Yep. 5 crashes.
More, and that's at Stowe. That's at Stowe. That's a fast one there.
Rider okay, though.
Okay. Are you already panicking seeing next year's Monaco schedule? Just noticed Moto2 after MotoGP. Yeah, that's because they keep MotoGP at the same time for the British round as in Europe, but they don't do it for Portugal.
Oh, and
Roberts!
another!
Roberts! Joe Roberts is out! Joe Roberts has crashed out at the British Grand Prix at Abbey!
6 and 7 laps.
Yeah, he's down at Abbey.
Oh, airbag has not deployed.
Don't have one.
They don't have one? Jimmy, that guy who fell on the grass, did that full force.
Let's take a look.
No wonder he looked winded.
Oh, he dropped. Oh, that was a biggie. He got collected by the bike, and the bike went over him as well. Oh, and that was at Farm Curve, actually.
No airbag.
Yeah. The bike digs into the ground and flips over. Back to the action at the front. Yellow flag, sectors 1 and 4. No sign of the reds.
Well, at least the free-to-air channel can show the race more.
Yes. They were on ITV as well, and they had to show that. That would be funny. By the way, that thing about OnlyFans becoming the sponsor for Alpine, fake account. Fake racist account of a journalist.
Really?
Yeah. Philip Salak's crashed as well, Megan. So another one down.
How many is that?
Well, that's
1,
Salak.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And Alberino's come into the pit lane. So that's another retirement. So Alberino, Salak, Monrella, Chantro, and Cardelas are out of this race. Binder's past Lopez down the straight. Mario Argi gets ahead of Senna Igus as well. That's all happening down into the braking zone of Stowe.
Let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Also,
5, 6,
if anyone's wondering why Megan's in the commentary...
7.
Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened there? That's a bit slow there for Senna.
7.
Senna's having a bit of an issue there as Gonzalez under battle. If you wonder why Megan's in the comment box, I've got a migraine, so I'm not all that well at reading screens.
8 laps, 7 crashes.
Yeah. That's the way. Just not one of them to be Jake Dixon. Do not want that. If Dixon can get a British win, it'll be the first British winner at Silverstone since Barry Sheen.
I bring chaos wherever I go. Don't I?
Jake started... Yes, you do. Jake started 5th. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake.
Oh, is that another one? No.
That's Ayagua dropped back into 5th position. Albert Arenas and Manuel Gonzalez have got ahead of him. Ayagua's dropping way, way back. Now, this is where the race starts to stretch out, as I said to you, Megan. This is where it starts to get a little bit boring. But luckily...
Well, we have had 7 crashes.
Yeah,
so.
luckily the front 2 have kept it together quite nicely in this race. What's that?
Track limits. Number 9, Navarro.
Now, I know this is usually your job, but you don't know anybody, so let's talk about here. Sergio Garcia and his start. Watch it. First of all, great start from Diego Monrella, but then he drops back later on. Perfect start from Ayagua to begin with. He got like a 3-bike advantage. And there's the contact with Sergio Garcia that put him off the track.
I noticed that at the start.
Yeah, and he's got back up into 9th position, though, as we cut back into Copse Corner, and Jake Dixon following in with Aaron Connect. Come on, boys. Just please be nice. Don't do anything foolish and throw each other millions and millions and millions of miles off the circuit. Just
So should I leave the box then?
no, stay where you are. This has been the most exciting Grand Prix we've seen in a while from Moto 2. Come on, what have we got?
I love the chaos.
It's starting to spit a little bit more. That's what I'm worried about.
I don't love that chaos.
I'm worried because also there's no two bikes in Moto 2 and Moto 3. They've only got one bike.
Are they trying to hurt each other?
No, but if the rain comes down, they have to red flag the race, and then they have to come in to change over from dry tyres to wet tyres, and then the race has to restart. So if it rains, it's a red flag situation.
I've
And-
immediately developed a worry for these riders.
I always do when this type of thing happens. And just a heads up, if the riders put their hands up, that signals that it's raining too hard and they're there to stop the race immediately from race control. So if we see the hands going up, that'll be in. But look out for the white flag with the red X's waving, because that is going to be the rain flags coming in.
Salak is into the pit.
And that's another retirement as well. Salak went down.
1,
so,
2, 3, 4,
Six.
5, 6.
Six
Who has
out.
escaped? There were 7 crashes.
I'll take us, isn't it? Whoa, hang on a minute. Sorry to interrupt. Dive bomb down to the loop. That is going to be Ayagoa getting passed by Darren Binder, brother of Brad Binder. And you might recognise Brad Binder, actually, Megan, because he was in MotoGP.
I do.
Yes, yeah.
I know who's escaped.
Who?
Begins with an M, I believe. Hold
Manuel
on.
Gonzalez?
Nope.
Juan Masia?
Yep. Where are you?
Oh, Masia hasn't been categorised because he didn't complete the opening lap.
Oh, so no one's escaped.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29... Yeah, he hasn't been classified.
Oh, but no one's escaped.
Yeah, he hasn't been classified for some reason.
Every rider that has been taken down has gone down.
Vietti is going to get passed by Lopez as well on the inside line. Lopez moves to the inside line. Vietti just gives him enough room.
I was worrying I was losing my touch.
Yeah, you've still got it. Lap 9 and 17 with 9 to go. We're halfway in the Moto 2 British Grand Prix. Do you see the rumour of Mazepin returning? Oh, yeah. Mazepin could be coming back with Alpine. Because Ollie Igas ran high tech.
So...
Yeah, I know. It's a rumour. Not going to happen. But Mazepin
It's probably a fake rumour, given you explained.
Yeah, but Mazepin did put a winky face on his Instagram story. Like he could be coming back. If that happens, he's still the most hated driver in history. He's actively encouraging a war with his father
Yeah,
and Putin. So no.
given the relationship between his
Plus,
father
he's
and
to be-
Putin, it is literally
And-
giving money to war.
He'd still be banned in many countries, so it
Yeah.
won't happen.
He won't get a drive, and also he is actually the least performing driver in history.
Yes.
I've checked.
Yes, he is. He's the worst in history. He finished 22nd in 23 driver champions.
And I checked before all this started too.
Oh, a little bit wide there from Manuel Gonzalez and Albert Arenas. They're battling side by side. And up the inside, Gonzalez gets ahead of Arenas.
He ain't coming
Oh,
back.
and Arenas going to try and swing around the outside, coming into the loop. Gonzalez holds that inside line. Now, these two Grassini teammates do battle each other quite hard. So I'm expecting some fireworks as we come down the Wellington Straight. You might notice a lot of Red Bull liveries, by the way, with Jake.
Yeah.
A lot of Red Bull riders. It's like Formula 2. It just gets a little bit harder. But I'm watching Jake. But this is a World Championship as well. This is not like Moto F2 and F3, which is just...
Someone's down.
Mario RG's dropped down and he's crashed out.
Rider okay.
That must have been just behind us. Oh, there it is! Massive high side for Mario RG. That was a biggie. And he's up. I was worried for a split second because he didn't
Well, it
move.
says rider okay.
Yeah, but he didn't get up immediately. But he has
Give him a second.
high side coming out of Woodcut. He flips over the bike tumble rolls. He's tumble rolls.
Gotta
He
remember, no airbags.
Yeah, he's up and looks okay though, which is good news.
Yeah, there's no airbags. Give him a minute
Yeah.
to like catch his breath.
Also, the doctors are right that he's crashed literally in the marshal pit where the doctor van is.
It's
so,
a perfect
yeah.
point.
Yeah, it is actually the perfect point to crash at. Marcel Schrotter passes Barry Boltus over 16th and 17th. Still yellow flag. Vietti getting ahead of Ayagura now. Feminard de Geur has been passed by Zonta van der Gerberg as well. There is Vietti getting... There's Ayagura getting ahead of Vietti. Meantime, the battle at the front between Aaron Canet and Jake Dixon. 2.5 tenths of a second between them at the moment as this race continues to push on. 8 to go. Now 7 to go here at Silverstone
And I've taken down 8 of them.
in 11 laps.
Yep. I'm feeling quite proud of myself.
Austria soon. Do you want to do 4 races this year? 5 races this year in Austria? 2 for the F1 sprint?
You just want chaos.
Well, you're already going to do 4 because you're doing the 2 MotoGP. You're not here in 2 weeks' time.
No, I'm not.
You're not here for Austria, are you?
Nope.
I've just
I
remembered that.
avoid an Austrian Grand Prix for the first time ever. Usually they literally engulf my life,
Yeah.
the Austrian Grand Prix, because they are continuous with me. Every time I need to do something, it's just like, it's the Austrian Grand Prix. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you get 2 for F1, 2 for MotoGP.
when you do 8 in 1 year,
You know
with a
there's a
span
problem.
of 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you start to get a little bit traumatized with seeing the track.
I'll have to get somebody else on in 2 weeks' time then. I'll have to do some messaging. Maddie or Julia.
You gotta find someone else.
I've already got an idea in my brain of who could step into the commentary box as well for that one. None of our team. Another lead broadcaster on a different series who also covers bikes. Who currently watched the MotoGP race with his feet up. I'll have a word with somebody. 7 to go here at the moment. I remember when me and Megan did F2 last year at Monza in practice, I was teaching her how to identify the Red Bull cars. Oh yeah, I remember that. You might have to do that again this year.
Oh,
It's a busy couple of weeks coming up on the schedule.
yeah, it was a very confusing day.
August and actually July and August are the 2 best months of the entire year because it's only one thing on each weekend.
True.
Like next weekend, it's only British touring cars, and I'm not trackside. Side by side, as Sergio Garcia gets ahead of Giustino Vietti on the inside line down at Stowe. Nicely done.
Just be grateful I don't have to cover it.
Darren Binder has actually closed up, actually. That'll be a first week outside the box for a while. Binder has got ahead of Albert Arenas. Darren Binder's not binning it.
It's going against a family name. I mean, one of the brothers have already binned it today.
Yeah, Brad. Did he?
Yes. Well, technically he had a technical issue.
Ah, yeah.
But still, he was out first.
Come on, look at Jake. He's closing in. Do you know, the entire
You can
British
do it.
population right now watching this are just going, come on, Jake. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake.
Come on. Each rider I have chosen today has won.
Yeah.
I choose Jake to win. If you think about it,
My
have.
migraines really hurting me.
if you think about it, they have. I chose Bastianini.
Yeah, won it twice.
Okay. One.
Let's have a look then on the inside line. Late on the brakes. This is Vietti trying to get back to on the inside of Garcia. Garcia's defending very, very nicely. Vietti still looking to the inside of the Red Bull KTM RG team as well. Keeping back on. This race is going to come down to the... It's still at the front. Do you see what I mean about how it's always 2 different races? If Dixon wasn't with Canet right now, Canet would have been 7 seconds ahead of everyone else.
True.
That's what I'm on about. It creates breakaways, this one. Moto 2 isn't often this entertaining. Quite often he sat here for 45 minutes going like...
But now I'm in the box, so...
And it's like, whoa!
Crash, crash, crash.
Adrenaline into the veins. Down the hangar straight we go. Dixon's closing into the back of Aaron Canet. Can he reel him in? He's closing, closing, closing.
It's fishing.
Yeah. Second after second after second. Reeling him in. Just ever so gentle.
I don't think the bait's baiting.
Nah. But Canet's no stranger to falling. So remember that. And Jake is awfully close.
What if you put a fish on the end of a bait hook to catch a bigger fish?
Star Wars logic.
Then you get 2 bigger fish.
Albert Arenas still holding off to Garcia and Vietti. He's dropped off the back of the Gonzalez-Binder fight. So that's going to be another factor. Vietti looks to the inside line and goes through. And Abbey on Sergio Garcia. Vietti makes the move and shuts the door far. Very, very nicely done. I'm doing 2 24-hour events in August. Oh, still a busy month for me, yeah. Omi doesn't get that much of a break. I feel the commentaries as well.
Omi's only break is Christmas.
This is when, also Omi, I watched the F2 race. Very nicely commentated on, by the way, in PSGL. My old stomping ground.
Green.
Yeah, buses
Green
come
bus.
through. That's it. They take you over the bridge, of course, here at Silverstone.
I'm determined for Zara to like pick up green, like do you know
Balls,
those ball things she
yeah.
has in the ball pit. I'm determined to make her pick up one. It's like green.
Right, back to the actions. Look at this. Dixon's within 2/10 of Canet. Come on, Jakey boy. Come on. 75th anniversary of MotoGP this weekend.
It's been exciting racing.
It has. Silverstone's delivered. See, if we were at Donington, it wouldn't be half as exciting as what this is.
Is it Silverstone? Or is it the fact that I was in each and every single one of them?
Could have been that too. You've had a busy weekend.
It's just...
Well, to be fair, you weren't even supposed to be in these. It's just that I've got the migraine from hell.
Every time I'm not supposed to be in a race, it's always ends up in crash galore.
Look at the spots of rain on Dixon's front on the camera lens here
It
as well.
better hold off.
Gonzalez battling Dixon as they come into it as well.
What if the race leader just suddenly crashes?
Dixon leads. Unless it's too tight, so maybe Dixon would have a bit of an issue avoiding it.
But if Dixon managed to avoid...
Dixon leads by 7 seconds with 4 laps to go.
I hope that happens. No
Gee.
offence to the race leader.
Aaron Canet's won enough this year.
Been good. You can crash out.
Dixon, on
Safely.
the other hand, come on, home race. Jake, we put our fate, even a podium Jake would do, but you're this close, mate. Go for it. Into the braking zone for Village, turn 3. The loop coming up. Thing is, I'm half excited, half nervous because I know what Jake Dixon does. He has a reputation of crashing. A lot.
So does Bagnaia.
I know, but Jake does it more than often. But when Jake's got his head down and his mindset on, boy oh boy is he a racer.
Put your head down.
I'm remembering back to last year at the Dutch TT when me and Julia and Omi, actually, you were there too, were in the commentary box as
Oh.
well, and Dixon got his first win. It was fantastic.
What was that?
Something flying off the end of the back there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, what have you got to us? Into the last 3. This is, it's Senna I gets up to 10th pass. Ayagora's dropped to 11th. The championship leader's having a horrible race. Garcia's
Really
going
is.
Has Garcia taken the championship lead?
Who's in 5th?
Hang on a minute, taking a look. Garcia gets ahead of Binder. So the gap is 15 points. Garcia leads the title now by 15 points to Ayagora. 160 to 145. Was that you going like that? Or did someone hit
Me.
the deck? Yeah, you. Something might have hit the deck there.
No, that was me. I just made a different noise.
Foggia ahead of Garcia. What's the gap? 10th and a half. Dixon's just closing him in. He's saving his tyres though.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Make him defend.
Surprised you didn't notice the visor strip flying down the hanger straight, but it's
I know that they can't do anything about it.
yeah, it's a motorbike as well. They won't go in the engine.
Exactly. I know they can't do anything about it, so I allow them.
Feminine de Geer's dropped down a couple of places.
Some people aren't moving. There they are.
Yeah, sector times are often quite thingy to come through.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. There's a lot of action in the midfield. Ayagura's dropped behind. Bowman Schneider's in there too. Zonta has moved up into 11th.
That's worrying me.
Sasaki Sasaki's dropping down the order too. Dixon's a 10th and a half back. Come on, what have you got? Is it going to be this type of situation where Watersall on the last lap going, yes! No, oh, Dixon's made a mistake! Dixon's dropped half a second! I told you, it does this. Dixon's lost
At least he
half
didn't
a
crash out.
second. Dixon is now 5/10 back to Canet. So there's been something that's happened.
There's still 3 laps to go.
Do we get to see what it is? Because we're looking at Garcia being chased by Vietti. And he's back to 3/10. Maybe it was a wide moment that they had to take it.
Maybe they both had a wide moment.
Yeah, look, he was sector 1 where Dixon lost the time. Look, he's picked it up in sector 2.
Yeah, see, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, it's still 3/10 though. That's a long way with 2 to go. Now it's inside 3/10, yeah.
If he keeps picking up loads of pace in sector 2, then we're fine.
Oh, Omi did have a Christmas race to commentate on last year. Christmas Eve or something like that.
I seem to remember that, actually.
Yeah, we all went, what the hell are you doing?
Please just stop for a day.
There we go. There's Dixon. There is Canet. 4/10 the gap. 3/10 the gap. So it keeps coming and changes. That Canet's flipped the switch.
At this point, we're going to have to put him on a mandatory holiday.
Yes.
Just like, go relax for 2 weeks.
Put Omi on a mandatory 2-week holiday, yeah. Come on, what do we get? What do we see? What action are we starting to close up? Garcia is going on Gonzalez on the inside line, and he's taken him into Stowe. Is Vietti going to sneak through on the inside? Oh, he thought about it, didn't he?
He tried.
I saw the front wheels sort of go, nope, not
He
doing
was
that.
just like, do I not? No, I don't want to risk.
So there's the leaders. 2 laps to go here at Silverstone. The gap back to a 10th. I reckon that was Dixon saving his tyres. Now he's going to push. 2 to go here at Silverstone. 6 miles left of the Moto2 British Grand Prix. Garcia leads 163 points. Agura back by 21. There goes Vietti up the inside. Gets ahead of Gonzalez. So what came in with Agura leading the title by 5 points leaves with Sergio Garcia leading by 21. He hasn't even won the race. He's just in 3rd.
I mean, you don't have to win the race. Podiums is just good.
Yeah.
It's just as good.
Gets more points going in. Next time out, of course, 2 weeks' time, as I said, is the Austrian Grand Prix for the Red Bull Ring. That's where everything's going to turn up to 11. Same schedule as what we've had here this weekend on JBMotorsports with Moto3, Moto2 on the second channel, and then the Premier Class practice on here, and qualifying sprint in the race on the main JB channel as well. As the action continues forward, it's all eyes to the front as well, because Dixon's closing in, and Aaron Canet is going to have a practice run now. Dixon's going to have to push, but he doesn't want to throw a podium away as well, but he wants a British Grand Prix win and a British winner. That might make us more excited, but Sergio Garcia is under attack from Cristina Vietti. Vietti's shaking the bike. He's completely unstable as he went for a move on the inside line at Cobb's corner. Had to back out of it. Vietti nearly went sky high.
That would not be good. It's now 4 tenths.
Yeah, Garcia is blocking him everywhere. Vietti cannot get through. Got 2/10 of a second between Canet and Dixon. We need to see this battle at the front. We need a picture-in-picture. Forget this. It's the... Here we go. Finally, thank you. It's the battle for the lead we need to see, because Canet is leading.
Again.
They are listening to me again. Well, finally, Dorna can listen to me. They have a go at me often enough.
Yeah, times for that listening to you.
Vietti's on the inside line and takes 3rd position into Stowe. Agura is now in 14th. He'll pick up only 2 points in this race. He started on pole.
That ain't good.
What a bad race from Agura, the pole sitter, now down to 14th. Talk about a baptism of fire. He's going for it! Jake's going for it! Last lap in Silverstone! Dixon's going for the lead! Can he get it? Dixon leads! Canet gets
Hold
back!
it!
Jake Dixon leads the British Grand Prix!
Now just stay in there.
He got the lead at Abbey! Fantastic! Come on, Jake! He planned that! He saved his tyres to absolute perfection! And Jake Dixon leads the British Grand Prix for Moto2! The last British winner was Barry Sheen here at Silverstone! Is history about to be made?
4 tenths. 5 tenths he has already made.
I can't believe it! The British fans are cheering, they're clapping as well! Come on, Jake!
You can do it, you can do it.
Half a lap to go! Over the national pit straight! Down to Cobb's corner! If this was any other year, it would be over by now! But that was a superb move! Lined him up at a club, took him on to Abbey, and now Jake Dixon leads at Silverstone! Has Canet just said okay, or is he going to try one more thing?
Hopefully he leaves it.
Oh, you're saying that? Look how close they're getting! Canet's always quick in
Final
this last
sector.
sector! Well, it's going to be another grandstand! Down the hanger straight we come! Jake Dixon is holding the lead of the race! Aaron Canet's looking round the outside line! Dixon goes
Cuts
defensive! He cut him off! Canet's going to try and take the tow line! Down we come towards
you
Vale!
dare.
Dixon's not even looking! He's using the force! He's sensing where Canet is! He goes defensive into Vale! He might have just done it! For the first time in over 40 years! A British winner is at a club! Jake Dixon wins the British Grand Prix! Yes! Yes! What a win! What a win! What a boy! Jake Dixon wins the British Grand Prix! Fantastic! There's no other word! I cannot believe what I've just even believe it! Jake Dixon wins the British Grand Prix!
And with such closeness.
Less than a tenth and a half! For British fans who have got no Premier Class rider, who haven't had a British winner at Silverstone in over 40 years, Jake Dixon's gone and done it! He wins the British Grand Prix! I cannot believe it! As radio go for a break, I can't believe it! He's gone and done it!
It's a
40
day for it.
years! I took Barry Sheen! Wow!
That was certainly an exciting race. 8 crashes, 8 out. And it's, for the first time in 40 years, a British rider winning.
He won last year at Assen at the Dutch TT. His first ever race win. It was so emotional. But this is going to be more than that one. A home win at Silverstone. That is unbelievable.
One for histories.
Even Simon can't believe it. Unbelievable. Jake Dixon wins. Wow. We'll stay for the podium now. We don't usually do that for Moto2 and Moto3.
You can.
Oh, Megan, your thoughts?
I thought that was very, very exciting.
That solved the migraine a little bit, but I'm sure I feel it when I take the headset off.
Yeah, you will. So, I've been very impressed by this race. Also enjoyed the crashing.
I know you don't follow Moto2. Those of you who on the channel do watch Moto2, you know exactly what this is like. Jake Dixon is always a top rider, but he always crashes. He always has some form of bad luck.
So he's like Bagnaia.
He never gets wins. He always loses it.
Like a reverse Bagnaia?
Yeah, for him to do that, it's like a Vinales. For him to do that, it was fantastic. And for a British rider to win the British Grand Prix, that's why I was going mental. It does not happen. That is the first time in over 40 years we've had a British race winner for the British Grand Prix.
That's impressive.
And even though people are saying, oh, it's Moto2, it's not anything.
It's still big.
It's a Moto2 and Moto3 are world championships.
People forget that.
It is a home. It's a world championship. It's not like F2 or F3. This is a world championship. Everyone who's here is a world champion, and it's a one big paddock. So that is a home British Grand Prix winner for Jake Dixon. He is the British Grand Prix winner in a world championship. Final thoughts from you, Megs, before we hand back over to TNT?
Brilliant race, brilliant weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I am stunned, absolutely stunned as well. We'll hear the podium ceremonies and everything. Thanks to you, Megan, for help this weekend. We'll let you
You're
go
welcome.
now as well.
Bye-bye.
Jake Dixon, we'll confirm the results now to you as well. Jake Dixon wins, second for Aaron Canet, 2/10 at the line. And then it's Justino Vietti in third, Sergio Garcia's fourth, Manuel Gonzalez fifth, Darren Binder sixth, Jeremy Alcoba is seventh, Alba Arenas is eighth, Alonso Lopez ninth, 10th for Senna Igas, great race from him, Zonta van der Goldberg's 11th, Fermin Heidegger's 12th, Bo Ben Schneider's 13th, Ayagura 14th, Marcos Ramirez goes 15th, Barry Boltus 16th, Marcel Schrotter 17th, Jorge Navarro's 18th, Dennis Foggia's 19th, 20th for Aizan Guevara, 21st for Montezaki, 22nd is Alex Escray, 23rd is Javier Artegas. The retirements, Mario Argi, Joe Roberts, Tony Alberino, Philip Salak, Diego Manuela, and Somkat Chantra as well, losing out. Adding into that as well, Javier Cardenas as well. Well, I think we're all in need of some form of drink after that one, because that was one of simply the best, wasn't it? For MotoGP, let's hear from them now.
Welcome back to Silverstone, where the crowd are welcoming Jake Dixon home to a rapturous applause. The Brit has won the British Grand Prix. He's given him a treat on his cool-down lap. He's given him the Conor McGregor, the worm. He's just about to bring out a strip of lino, I think. Full body-popping performance from Dixon down in Parc Fermé. But what a performance. He takes victory. There will be tears down in Parc Fermé today, Michael.
Without a doubt, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Very emotional, but to win in front of the home fans, that means something really special. It's been building 3 podiums over the last 4 races, a victory at home at the correct time in the season. Obviously, it's been a tough start, but at home at Silverstone, your first win of the season, and in such style.
Aaron Canet, you have to give credit to the Spaniard who led throughout that race, but he was stalked, wasn't he, by Dixon. There were moments, Dixon had a few moments here and there, but he saved the very best till last and saved a little bit of tyre, enough to be able to come through on that last lap with a superb manoeuvre down into farm car. There's Darren, and he's got his Darren's replica helmet on today. He was a world sidecar champion himself, and Jake Dixon's dream is, of course, being world champion. It's not going to happen, I don't think, this year after the start he had, but I tell you what, it's the kind of champion's ride, that one, isn't it, today,
yeah.
Michael?
Obviously, things turning around for WP Suspension. Celestino Vietti on the podium as well. It's all working, and not for this man today. He did struggle all weekend, 12th in the end, some points on the board, but not the weekend for Min Aldeguer needed when he's trying to get himself back in championship contention.
What's the fine for doing the rolling hands of next race?
There should be one, you reckon?
14 seconds behind for Min Aldeguer today. Just wasn't working. He did at least finish ahead of Ayogura. 17.5 seconds behind for the Japanese rider. There's Garcia. Now, he finished in 4th today, still the championship leader by 18 points from Ayogura now. He's extended it, but he didn't get the greatest of starts. Look at this.
Nope, 16th on the grid. I think he gets nudged there by Zonda van der Gerberg. Has to go off track, back on at farm, and he's 24th on lap 1. So he rode such a race to come through, but brought himself into 3rd. Unfortunately, at the end for him, Celestino Vietti somehow set a 2:04.5, his personal best on the last lap, stealing away the final spot on the podium today.
Move on Darren Binder, and then one here on Manu Gonzalez. In the end, Vietti came through. Vietti on that last lap, Michael, I just want to point out, was a second quicker than Dixon and Canet, and a personal best on the last lap. One thing's clear, WP and Kalex have got their act together.
Something's working across the board. Obviously, Garcia, the first Boscoscuro. It does seem like there's a shift.
Where might it work next? In Austria? Where do they test the WP suspension? Where did Pedro Acosta put it through its paces a couple of weeks ago?
They should have a good starting point for Austria in 2 weeks' time, and for the rest of the season, pretty much. It looks like it's at least on par.
Having ridden that to 3rd place, here is Celestino Vietti down with Simon Crafer.
Celestino, that looked like a long, hard race, but you obviously had something left, because the last lap of yours to clinch the podium was incredible.
Yeah, maybe too much a little bit the beginning. I managed a little bit too much with the rear, because with the front I feel good all the weekend, but maybe I have to manage a bit the rear, because I don't know if I finish the race like in German or better. But anyway, when I go in the middle of the group, I have some mistakes and something. But at the end, I think I had something more on the rear, and I was able to overtake the rider. And I'm pretty happy now. We smell another time this feeling, and we have to restart from here and continue like this.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Bye.
First taste of Prosecco this year for Celestino Vietti. Remarkable to say at this stage of the season for the MotoGP race winner. He's got 4 MotoGP wins, former championship leader, but it's been a tough road this year.
It has, and you could tell he was spooked from the moment in Sachsenring, where this moment through Woodcote where it got all twitchy. But yeah, his tyre dropped off a cliff in Sachsenring. He was just clinging on by his fingernails the last few laps, so started the race a little too cautious, thinking about having grip at the end, and he had some serious tyre left to set a 2:04.5 on his final lap of the weekend.
Talk of him making a MotoGP move in the future. Popular rider, part of the VR46 Academy, crucially. Might see that as his destination in years to come. Aaron Canet, you have to give the boy credit today, led for the majority of that race, but it wasn't to be. Second for Canet today.
Aaron, you've looked fantastic all weekend. You were the man on everyone's lips coming into this race. Everyone thought you'd do it. It was so close, almost a perfect weekend.
Was difficult. Finish second after a really good weekend, and for me, my best race on Moto2. I did a mistake on the last corner, on the last lap on the first corner. I put the neutral and I lose 1 second. I tried last lap to push hard to bring Dixon and to overtake on the last corner, but was so difficult to arrive until him in 1 lap only. But you know, I'm happy about the podium because we did the bad results on the Assen and Sachsenring. We come back, and you know, I want today to win, but be on second place, it's really good. We need to be focused on the next one on Austria.
Great effort, Aaron. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And actually drops behind Dixon in the championship. He finishes second and actually loses a spot in the championship remarkably. He and Dixon are level pegging on 78, 7th and 8th. But Canet, too many times we've said that story, but it was an encouraging one, not dropping today.
Yeah, encouraging weekend all round, as he said. Probably his best race in Moto2. Had everything today apart from enough to take it away from Jake Dixon on the final lap, which obviously in front of a biased home crowd we didn't really want to see. But yeah, it was a quality weekend all round from Aaron Canet, and unfortunately someone had to be the bridesmaid today.
So as Canet takes second, Vietti in third. It's a third Grand Prix victory for Jake Dixon. Just his third. Hasn't won since Barcelona last year. There have been all kinds. If you've watched the Dixon Diaries, if you haven't seen it, go and find it on Discovery Plus. You will be amazed with some of the stuff that motorcycle racers have to go through. And Jake himself, his personal demons that he has to battle week in, week out. And I tell you what, he has just put in the performance of his life today. A dream day for Dixon, and he's down there with Simon Crafar in Parc Ferme.
Jake, it's one thing to win a Grand Prix, but to win your home Grand Prix, you rode the wheels off that. It must be a dream come true. Tell us all about it.
Is that all the crowd's got? I want them to hear a little bit louder, you know, so no, it's fantastic. A little bit more, come on, I can't hear. Yeah, loving it. Listen to this reception, bro. Unbelievable. I've just won the home GP, something I've always dreamt of, you know. Yeah, I can't believe it from such a tough start to the year. But look, we done it as a nation. We're back on top in Britain, baby!
Well done, Jake.
I don't know what to say. Huge congratulations, Jake.
Thank you very much.
Let's get on to
Such a
Susie.
shrinking violet, isn't he? Jake Dixon. We will have Jake Dixon's podium ceremony and the national anthem when we come back from this short break.
Okay, didn't expect that. An ad break to come through to keep talking about us. I'm out of things to say. Twitter is alive with people. A British Grand Prix winner in MotoGP just doesn't happen. So we're all like, wow. Isn't that fantastic? Perfect ride to win his home race. That was his best ever ride, by the way. That was Jake Dixon's best ever ride, best ever performance, and best ever win. That was absolutely perfection. Sorry, there's a fly near me in the comms box. That was just fantastic. And everybody as well. The MotoGP press conference has been taking part at the same time as this race, so nobody's actually been watching it. They need to hold these races just a little bit differently because everyone starts missing great races. But yeah, Jake Dixon, fantastic victor to take that as well. It is just fantastic. I cannot wait to see what we see next as well for MotoGP. 2 weeks' time then, the Austrian Grand Prix. Practice coverage will air again on JBMotorsports 2. Qualifying, sprint and Grand Prix for the Premier class will air on JB Motorsports. And the Moto2, Moto3 and Moto E action will air live on JB Motorsports 2. That's how we'll progress going forward for the next couple of events as well ahead of next year when we transfer everything over. Just trying to build up the subscribers on JB2, let you all know where we're going to be watching as well. And then 2025, we'll switch everything over for 2 wheels on JB2. Let's head back over to TNT Sports, though, for the next bit as well. Let's head back over to Susie and Gav.
Gold for Great Britain once again. This time it's in Moto 2, the Grand Prix of the United Kingdom. And Jake Dixon has done it in front of a patriotic home crowd who gave him the cheer he wanted down there in Parc Fermé. The team will celebrate this one long into the night, I am sure, as they head up onto the podium. And just like we've had in the other classes today, that nod to the retro theme this weekend with the laurel wreath. Chele Vietti's first podium of the season for the Red Bull KTM IO team. Like Dixon, using the WP suspension. And like Dixon, this is encouraging for the second half of the season. 10 races down, 10 to go. Dixon and Canet both on 78 points. Vietti on 71. 7th, 8th, 9th in the championship. 1, 2, 3 in the British Grand Prix today. Oh, Summer, she seemed to be enjoying it earlier down in Parc Fermé, but I think she wants her dad, well, he's up on the top step. She'll look back at this in the future. Perhaps the most special day in his career so far. Stuart Pringle, the CEO here at Silverstone, hands the trophy over to the CF Moto in the Aspar team. What a job they've done to turn fortunes around this season. Worked so hard early on. Dixon's injury at the first round. They've had to come a long road back, just as Ayo has done. There was Aki Ayo down there celebrating with Chele Vietti underneath the podium. George Viegas hands over the trophy to Canet, and for Aaron Canet, that's just his second podium of the year, you know. Victory in Portugal, but apart from that, he's only been in 6th place at best. For Jake Dixon, 2 podiums, but finally for the first time since Barcelona last year, Dixon is a Grand Prix winner again, and what a day to be it! The top step at home at the British Grand Prix here in Silverstone. The whole stadium stands will stand to their feet as we get ready for the national anthem.
Jake Dixon is a race winner. It's champagne time for Moto 2. What an absolutely classic British Grand Prix weekend we have had. Moto 3 was fantastic. Moto GP was brilliantly, dominantly won. And Moto 2 has given us a British winner. Thanks everybody for tuning in this weekend across all the channels as well. It means a lot. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time when MotoGP rolls into the Styrian Mountains for the Austrian Grand Prix. But finally, we leave you with a British winner and Jake Dixon here at Silverstone. Bye-bye.